it's a real pleasure for me to go make a movie with my family around. That's just how I've always done it since the beginning with my family films growing up, is I like that support. And I remember early on I was making a movie at a studio. I ended up not making the movie there, partially because I remember one day I brought my son to work, my oldest son, he was only a toddler. And I just found it a natural thing that he'd be there at the office with me. And one of the producers said, that's not really professional having your kid at the office. And I thought, why not? I'm leaving. I went back to Texas, started my own studio, and there's babies rolling around all the time. Everybody gets, the family mode there. I just find that your inspiration is your family, and that's why I work out of my house a lot. I'll do my editing out of my house and my writing. And if your inspiration is your family, then you should be around what inspires you. And I just found it very natural. And that's just kind of how I work.
So just a quick question. What's next for Robert Rodriguez? I've heard something about Predators, Sin City 2. Can you give us an insight of where you're going from here?
Okay. We are making Predators down at Troublemaker Studios is just kind of blown up. I mean, in this economy and in this age of how movies are made, I've found more and more, studios and people who want to make movies are realizing they're having to cut back, and they're kind of going, there's a place down in Austin that's got an incentive program, it's got their own stages, and they kind of make movies, have always made movies that look big or have a big idea, and they make them pretty economically. So projects are just starting coming to us. And like Predators, Fox wants to make this movie, and based on an old script that I had, to kind of reboot that franchise, because they thought it kind of went in the wrong direction with the Aliens versus Predator movies, and they thought, let's try to restart this, because the Predator is just a great character, and we like your old script from '94, and don't make it a studio movie. Go make it a Troublemaker and do your thing with it, and we'll give you creative freedom, and we'll know you make it for less than we would spend, and you'll probably come up with something better because you'll be down there doing it with your guys and bringing in the best people and people that are just real Predator fans. And so that's happening. We're already putting that together. That comes out supposedly next year, so that's going to be a brand new check. Got a great director working on it. We've got writers. We've got a really great draft already, and Kane B's already doing effects, and it's just bringing to life. It's fun overseeing the studio at that level. Usually the studio is just my own personal playground. I'm probably the only filmmaker in the United States who has his own dedicated sound stages for his own movies, and I just kind of left it that way. I didn't really rent it out to the movies. I didn't really want to produce other people's movies because I thought it just kind of, what does a producer do? He just kind of sits there and watches movies get made. I don't know. I felt like I wanted to be more involved, and I found that with Sin City I was able to do that. So where I can really be part of the process. I'll go on the set and shoot some stuff. I'll be able to be right there in my backyard. So I get to be really involved, and so that makes it fun. That feels like I'm making more movies than I would be able to do if I was just doing like I normally do, write, direct, edit, produce, score, and all that. I get to do only half those jobs. But on a cool project that I still want to do, otherwise I wouldn't get to be involved with it at all. So that's happening right now. What's also happening right now is Machete. That one I came up with in '93. I think I talked with Danny about that in '95 on Desperado. So it's been a long time coming. But if you like the trailer, has anyone seen the trailer? That whole thing when we first got into this, well, it's got to be as good as the trailer. It's got to be as good as the trailer. And it's beyond the trailer. You're going to be blown away when you see what we've come up with. And the cast is crazy. I can't say any just Goblin. I can't say anything of who we're casting in this movie that we've signed or anything. So, it's getting pretty out of control. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And we start that very soon, like in a couple of weeks. So.
Props to your 10-minute cooking school.
Thank you.
Any thoughts of putting a family favorite recipe on the show?
Yes, there is going to be. Yes.
Awesome. Very good. And any
our chocolate chunk volcano cookies.
That's amazing. I'm looking forward to that.
And chocolate.
And I know you've probably been asked this a lot, but any word on getting the super secret recipe from Planet Terror, the barbecue recipe?
I just finished that. that cooking school to be on the Grindhouse DVD, the DVD that puts both movies together. That's the one.
Great, I was hoping that would come out.
And it came out really good. That's the best of the cooking schools.
I can't wait.
Must see.
Thank you so much for your inspiration.
Thank you. That cooking school thing turned out really funny because it was just one of those things where I always have a 10-minute filmmaking school, you know. But I know everybody sitting there watching can't always just get up and go make a movie right then, but they see the cooking school and they go, oh, well, I can go to the kitchen right now and cook. And I didn't realize it was that much of a challenge that I put in there because I said, not knowing how to cook is like not knowing how to. And I think some people probably took some offense to that because I've gotten so many people come up to me. Whereas one guy comes up and he's like, hey, yeah, I made that cochito thing you did. I was like, oh, you cook? Yeah, I cook! And so this girl comes up to me and her boyfriend's really far back, like he had told him I cook. And she comes up to me and she's my boyfriend made me that meal, it was really good. I was like, okay, I see it back there. I wonder what happens. Are they watching that thing together? And she turns and goes, how come you don't cook? Shit, I cook. Hopefully more people will cook. Even my sister was like, I'm cooking, you know, learning recipes.
I'm a little nervous. You're a big inspiration, and I do cook. I love to cook.
Good man. Gotta do it the rest of your life. You gotta eat the rest of your life. Might as well.
Going over the Mariachi DVD, and the first time I saw the 5-minute film school on that, really an absolute inspiration. Let me know that I can do this and I can actually become a filmmaker. One of the things that you do, that you talked about in that particular film school is the in-camera edit and how you did that. Are there any suggestions, any things that you can say to help hone in that skill, to be able to minimize time?
Well, that was a real necessary skill in that particular because that was shot on film. My whole budget was film. So if I shot a second take, the movie would have not been 7,000, it would have been 14,000. So it was very important that I called action and people start running, then I start filming and stop filming and say cut, you know, just so I wouldn't waste any tail space.